Hi, we are Valentina and Nanti, founders of Naival. On this channel, we share practical tools and real-world insight to help you build a relationship where you feel it truly loved, secure, and appreciated. But today, we are talking about what happens when love ends, when the person you thought was your forever chooses to walk away. If you're watching this, whilst your heart is in pieces, if you can't eat, can't sleep, can't think about life without them, this story is for you.
The moment he said, "I can't do this anymore," the world stopped. I could hear tu-tum-tum, tu-tum-tum, my heartbeat in my ears. The room suddenly felt too small, the air gone. I couldn't breathe. This wasn't just anyone's leaving. This was the love of my life. The person who could make my heart race with a simple goodnight text. Who I laughed with until my stomach hurt. The person I had shaped my life around.
Right now, you might be checking your phone every few minutes, waiting for a text that never comes. You might be reading your conversation over and over, wondering what you did wrong, why you weren't enough. Heartbreak isn't just emotional pain. Researchers from UCLA shows that social rejection activates the same pain centers that physical injury. When we say our heart is in pieces, is broken, our brain literally experiences it as real physical trauma.
I just wanted to reach out to him. I texted over and over, typing and deleting, before finally sending, "Please, just talk to me, we can fix this." I called multiple times. Every time it rang, I felt that spark of hope that he might pick up. And then it went to voicemail. I was so scared it blocked me, because even that small chance of contact was all I had left.
What's happening here is what psychologists call intermittent reinforcement, the occasional response, the hope that this time they will answer, creates one of the strongest psychological additional known. It's the same mechanism that keeps people pulling slot machine levers. The brain becomes hooked on that tiny possibility of connection.
Sleep became impossible. I'd lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, my mind stuck on him. It was the first time of the day where I could finally let go and just cry. I couldn't eat. I had no appetite. And I felt this huge hole right here. A huge sense of emptiness that never went away. I was just surviving, dragging myself through each day with that weight inside me.
The body doesn't distinguish between emotional and physical pain. Both flood our system with stress hormones, disrupting sleep, appetite, and basic functioning. This isn't weakness, it's biology. Your nervous system is responding to what is perceiving as a threat to your survival.
The worst part wasn't just missing him, was the constant questioning in my head. If only I'd given him more space when he asked. If only I hadn't questioned who he was texting. If only I'd been less anxious, less needy, less me. I knew he had also done things that weren't okay, and I knew we both made mistakes. But at that point, none of it mattered. I was ready to forgive everything, to overlook everything, just to have him back.
This self-blame serves a psychological purpose. If we can convince ourselves that it was our fault, then theoretically we can fix it. It gives us the illusion to control in a situation where we are powerless. But it's also incredibly destructive. We become our own enemy, replaying scenarios that can be changed, punishing ourselves of being human.
At first, I reacted by destroying myself, because that's how I felt, completely broken. But then I realized I couldn't keep going like that. The people I love were already worried, seeing me not eat, not smile, always with this sad, serious face on. So I had to push myself, for me and for them, to eat, to smile a little bit, so I wouldn't see that fear on my parents' and friends' faces.
Study shows that romantic grief follow the same pattern of bereavement grief, but with a crucial difference. In death, we can accept that the person is gone. In breakups, we must accept that the person chooses to be gone. These create what researchers call ambiguous loss, and it's often harder to process. But the same researchers show us something beautiful. Every stage of the grief has the potential to create post-traumatic growth.
I started forcing myself into healthier things and avoiding destructive ones that were only making me feel worse. Since I've always loved art, I joined a pottery class. I pushed myself to go out every day for a walk in nature, leaving my phone behind. Sometimes I wrote my thoughts down just to let them out. I kept up with my meditation, even only for a few minutes at a time, and little by little, I managed to do a bit more each day.
That's the paradox of healing. We must take action when we least feel like it. Movement when we want to hide. Connection when we want to isolate. Self-care when we feel unworthy. We don't just heal from heartbreak, we emerge stronger. Research shows that people who work through the grief often develop greater emotional resilience, deeper empathy, and a clearer sense of his own worth.
Over time, I started to see this devastation as a chance to grow, taking care of myself and rediscovering the me I'd lost in the past few years because I was so focused on the relationship and making it work. I started to treat myself with kindness, to take care of myself, to take small breaks, to take myself on holiday, to do what I wanted to do. And all this helped a lot. I also looked at what happened, why I was always attracted by the wrong person, the person who leaves, why I was always in the same patterns. And I dug into my past and I started to understand how that shaped my present.
Heartbreak isn't punishment, it's evolution. Every relationship, even the ones that end, are teacher showing us something essential about ourselves. When we heal our own inner child, when we learn how to love ourselves fiercely, we stop accepting crumbles from people who must offer us peace. This pain you're feeling, it's not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your transformation.
I know it might be hard to believe, but I started to understand, okay, I'm in a powerful place. Painful, yet incredible, because there was so much growth possible. By opening myself to this opportunity and taking care of myself, I began reshaping into a stronger version of me, with clearer boundaries, self-respect, and self-love. I realized that pain can bring transformation if we face it and trying to understand ourselves. And one day I knew I might have even thanked him for breaking up with me. If you are in the middle of a heartbreak right now, be gentle with yourself. Healing is not always straight or fast, but in a way you're lucky because you're in a beautiful place of transformation. And this is the perfect time to start loving yourself unconditionally, fully. Because we all know if we don't love ourselves first, it's very hard that anyone else can love us. So be kind to yourself, embrace this wonderful time of your life for how painful it can be. You'll be happy and thankful that you're receiving this one day. If you like this video, please support our work by following our channel and let us know in the comments how can we help you. We'll be super happy to hear from you and we wish you a wonderful journey.